Getting around on our site is really quite easy. All the navigation links are over on the left margin here, where I'm about to highlight this. And clicking on any one of those will take you to what we call the parent page for that subsection, or back to our home page. So if I want to go to book groups, I just click on the book groups link, and it describes, this is our parent page, and it gives us all the information about getting credit for this. And then the subpages will take you to your actual discussion groups. And this is where you will enter your discussion, and I will show you in a minute on how you're going to add those in. Along the top you have breadcrumbs. It makes it easy to go back to particular subsections, or you can go over to the left navigation. It's just kind of a redundant system within that. If I click on the research projects in the navigation link, it takes us to all the information about the research projects. And we'll be adding pages to the research projects. I'm going to show you in a minute how to do that. You can also go over to the announcements in the left margin, and I'll post all of the announcements that we have for the course over here. I'll try to keep you up to date on comings and goings. And we have a team page. I'm not going to require that you add information there, but it's possible if you want to put your picture in and information about yourself. And it will also give you a list of files that have been added. And you can always go back to our home page. There's also a section that shows recent page activity. And this is a quick way to go to changes that somebody has made recently in the website. If you want to see if something new has happened, that's a good place to go. This discussion bar is for Google discussion. It's not our discussion. And then there's a help menu down there that you may find interesting. So we're going to go back, and I'm going to show you how to add pages and comment in them and do the work that we need to do. So if we go to the research pages, one of the things that you're going to have to do is add a page. And along the top margin, you should see the icons for adding a page and editing a page. If you click on the Add a Page, you get a spot to name your page. I'm going to pretend I'm doing research on reality shows and their effect on society. You get a choice about where you're going to put this, and I would say put it under the research projects. It will link it to that parent page. Don't worry about it. If you make a mistake here, I can move things for you. I think you can move them also. Then it gives you an empty spot to go ahead and start adding your information. You can add your content. This is just like a regular word processing program, and you can either import information from Word or you can copy and paste. Copy and paste isn't quite as wonderful because you lose formatting issues. You can also import a wide range of widgets and information. You can add images. You can either add a URL image from any of the image search like Creative Commons or Google Images. You can also upload a file, and you can see here all the files that I have with our class, and I'm just going to import an image from a previous website that I have done from the Beekeeper's Apprentice. Once you upload it, it's going to show you the image. You say, okay, that's what I want. And then you have some formatting options. You can change the alignment. You can change the size of the image. I really like the wrap option here so that your text will flow around the image. And then anything you do, make sure you save. This does not automatically save your work, and if you forget to click on save, it will go away. So make sure that you get that done. You make sure, if you have trouble, make sure that those little icons are available up there. Sometimes people get to the site and they're signed in under a different email address than the site has their permission for. If your name doesn't appear up there, or it doesn't appear in the way that you want it to, that may say sign in. If you signed in a different account, you can change which account you're signed into up there. And that is pretty much everything you need to know about editing and adding information to the pages. There are lots of other widgets you can add. Also, you can add videos. You're limited to Google and YouTube or the Google Docs images. I had been using Google Docs, but it doesn't necessarily transfer over to Macintosh projects, so I've gone to YouTube. And you can have private channels on YouTube now, so that it is a little bit more secure. I just want to emphasize this is your website, your discussion, and so feel free to add things. We can always go back to previous versions or undo things, so don't hesitate to go ahead and do what you would like to do. Here I'm going to show you about adding a subpage listing. I really like these on pages if you're going to use these in your classroom. I really like them. Again, you can tell it to wrap text, you can move it where it appears on the page, and when you save it, then voila, it shows us all the different pages that are attached to that page, parent page. The only trick is making sure students name them well. One of the things that makes staying up to date with our course really easy is to subscribe to page changes. That way, as you're in discussion groups, you get an email that tells you when somebody has added something to the discussion. To activate the notify options, you go up to the top margins under the More pull-down option, and it will give you an option to subscribe to page changes. It's the third one down here. And I recommend doing that for the page that you're involved with in your discussion group. That way, it just automatically lets you know when somebody has added to the discussion, and you don't have to keep on opening a page and find that nothing has happened recently. You can do this on any page within the wiki, but I would advise against subscribing to the site changes, which is further down this pull-down menu. Right there. If you subscribe to site changes, then every time anybody does anything on the website, you get an email, and since I'll be active working on the site, I think you probably don't want that. So skip the site changes and only subscribe to the page changes on particular pages that you are an active discussant on. Now, to help you along, I have just a few technology tips to help you when working with the site. The first of these, and I said it before, but I am going to remind you again, is to make sure that you save your changes. We've had people in the past do a lot of work on a page and just close the site and forget to save their changes, and all their work has disappeared. So when you get in and do some text entry, I'm going to demonstrate a little bit here with some nonsense text. Make sure that you go back up to that top right hand button, the little save entry. It does have some fail safes for you if you accidentally try to navigate to a different page, but make sure you get up there and save. I don't want you to spend a lot of time and get frustrated. Other thing that you can think about is pretty easy to undo mistakes if you catch them right away. You can go to the revision history and go to the version right before where you were working. It'll have whatever the page looked like then. You can double check, then revert to that version. And nothing has happened, so everything is good. I strongly recommend that you make those changes right away. Other people can get in there. If you are uncertain about doing that, email or text me right away so that I know I need to go back and undo something for you. This is a little bit more advanced skill than the ones that we've looked at. The other thing I want to talk about is inserting material that you have already composed in a word processor is fine, and you can do copy and paste. But a lot of times when you do that, people are not happy with the way they look. The formatting doesn't come through exactly, so you can see here on my nice bulleted list, it's suddenly inserted much longer divisions between the bullets. One of the things that I recommend is just doing kind of a real plain Jane kind of Microsoft Word text and then make the edits in there, or import your document. And if you import the document, the formatting stays a little bit better. But don't stress a lot about this. We're pretty informal, and if there are extra spaces in your material, we'll just read around them. The last thing that I want to talk about is making sure that you are considerate of the other members of the class. Only one person can be editing on a page at a time, and so if you go and you want to be making some contributions to the discussion and it shows that somebody has a lock on the page, please do not break that lock. They may lose their work. If someone's working on the page that you want to be in, all you need to do is open your word processor, compose what you want in the word processor, and then when that person is finished with their changes, then you can open the edit function and copy and paste or import your document. In the same hand, I would suggest if you're going to be doing a lot of text entry on a page, you're going to have a long discussion item, it might be best to compose it in a word processing program first, and then either copy and paste or import it into the page so that you don't have the page lock open for a really long time. I hope that you enjoy working in the GoogleSite. If it kind of makes you uneasy, get some help. The zone will help you. You can just drop in anytime. Or I'm happy to help you. Just let me know and we can talk on the phone or have a hangout or meet in the office. Don't get frustrated.